Dead End Hip Hop, album review, Lupe Fiasco, drill music, and Zion. This is typically where I give you guys a little bit of background on the artist, but Lupe is a friend of the show, has been for a minute. We've done multiple projects. You know what I'm saying? So go back and check out everything that we've done in the past of Lupe Fiasco. If you don't know, he's from Chicago. You're welcome. Before we get into the album, though, let me ask y'all, how do y'all feel about Lupe recording this whole thing on GarageBand?
His plan was to try to record the album in 24 hours, but he did it. He ended up doing it in 72 hours. Yeah, he did it with he said $100 microphone and a GarageBand.
A USB mic.
What did he say?
GarageBand.
What did he say this?
I remember seeing him tweet it last year, like sometime last year, like, yo, I'm about to try to record, a 10-track album in 24 hours. Like, I'm about to start now.
Because some other rapper was like getting mad about it.
Yeah.
I think it was now.
I forgot too.
He was like, I've already done that, and I've been doing that.
Right, I forgot who it was.
You don't have a monopoly on making 24-hour records.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
So did he have all of this stuff written already, and he was just recording it and tried to record it in 24 hours?
That's how I took it. That
Me too.
That
Yes.
he just recorded it.
Okay.
He used GarageBand and a $100 mic to record it all.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Lupe didn't, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Me either. That's why I'm asking, because it sounds like he could definitely write some shit
in the
and
moment.
then record it.
Yeah, before this album dropped. Like he did a lot last year and in 2020. He was dropping like a lot of loosies on his YouTube channel. Like dope ass just loosies.
Really?
Like it was just like I'm like,
I
okay,
need to follow
yeah.
YouTube.
Where the hell y'all been?
Fuck
I
yeah.
know, bro. Talk to him, Mike. Tell him they
Y'all
ain't,
sleeping, bro.
they ain't connected to the streets,
I am.
bro.
Clearly not. Their ears are not to the Twitter streets.
So yeah, I was really interested in like if he was gonna take any of those tracks from there, but he really recorded all new stuff in 3 days, man. Like 10 tracks.
It's kind of crazy that technology is getting to that point where somebody like Lupe at that level, you know what I'm saying, could just take something that comes pre-installed on an iPhone or an iPad and just record the album. That's
How do you feel about that, B, as a producer, though? Because I will say that, I think I do a lot with a little myself as a filmmaker or whatever. But like, how do you feel about that? Like,
I think the technology of music production, I think is great. Because back then, like in the late 90s, I wanted an MPC, but I didn't have $3,500 to pay for a damn MPC back then. So like music equipment back then was super duper expensive. So like the fact that now, if you're creative, you got it really at your fingertips now. I think that's dope. I think that's cool. Yeah,
that's what's up. Our thoughts on Lupe using GarageBand, but the album though, even though all of this wasn't necessarily drill music, but this was definitely like way more high energy than the stuff that Lupe typically does. So I could definitely say certified bump in the whip music.
I don't know if I describe it as higher energy though.
Some of these songs, in my opinion, over like the course of Lupe's last albums, feel way more high energy than
he
that
has
last
some
stuff.
I know what people are saying. There's a couple of songs where his rap patterns were a little bit more bouncy.
I'm not saying that the album itself is high energy. I'm just saying like there's tracks on here that give me high energy versus anything I've heard Lupe do more recently.
Okay, so you said Autobotto. What's the other one?
Yeah, Autobotto.
Rod ain't having it today, bro.
Yeah, Rod ain't having it today.
He's not. Cocked his hat to the back. He said, I'm waiting for you to say some shit.
That it.
Stupid.
Fucking has it a little bit tilted. That's when you know. That's when you know what it is, bro. Don't challenge him today.
Because if it's tilted, that means I'm doing like that.
Autobotto is the main one that I'm talking about. Everything else is more so like in lines of what Lupe would do. So
Right.
I'll give you that. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But I just think like another fucking dope ass Lupe album. This one was shorter, you know what I'm saying, 10 songs in terms of track length, but 41 minutes, that's still a lot for 10 songs, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have too much of a critique on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like it's Lupe sounding really good over some beats. And here's the thing about me and Lupe music. It takes me a while for that shit to really hit me. You know what I'm saying?
One, I love to say that the fact that he brought Aisha back, that's so nostalgic right there, because she was a part of Food and Liquor and the Cool, doing setting the album off with a dope ass poetry. So I think that was dope.
Drill music, pop that
pill music, yeah.
Shit. She came in.
She came in, man.
You already knew what time it was when you heard Aisha.
And I know these two work together alone, but I think this is the first time that soundtrack is like entirely produced an entire like Lupe album. So I was looking, I'm like, damn. I know he's always produced, here and there on Food and Liquor and the Cool and all his previous albums, but I'm surprised that they haven't done this before. You know what I'm saying? But hey, at the time was right for this because soundtrack definitely gave him a good variety of production. I felt.
I really wanted to hear
I'm
you to
sorry.
finish your thought because
My
you
bad.
said no, it's fine. But I was curious where you were going because you said this didn't hit you until when? When did it hit you?
No, I'm just saying like this one hasn't hit me.
It still
yet.
hasn't hit you.
Yeah, it still hasn't hit me yit.
When you say that a Lupe album hits you, are you talking conceptually, sonically?
Everything. So like sonically, I like this one. Sonically, I like this one. Conceptually, I don't know. I every time I have like I guess a wall with Lupe, meaning that like I'll go into projects like anticipating this whole big intellectual thing, and I don't feel like I really understand it until I've sat with it for a very long time.
See, I really wanted your opinion on this one because of the whole drill music thing. You being from Chicago,
Right.
I don't know, man. Dang, I almost wish you had some more time to sit with it. Then
So the whole concept of drill, not even necessarily drill rappers, but just rappers in general, getting shot, getting killed over materialistic shit, over just shit that doesn't matter, shit that's not important. I think the concept for this one is a lot easier to grasp than the concept for his last like 3 or 4 projects. And again, I'm not trying to be rude. I didn't need multiple listens for me to get the concept. Like it was really, really just in your face.
and then he just sets it up really well.
Pretty much.
Yeah, she sets up the album like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
And even I can't remember the name of the song where he says rappers die too often.
And then he stopped.
And he stops.
That's
It said, like,
the
that's
verse.
the
on
whole
folks in them.
verse.
On folks in them.
That was
That's-
beautiful.
That's Chicago
Yes.
slang.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know what that meant. I knew
Chicago
it was
slang,
faux, but
yeah.
they pronounce it faux,
Faux.
right? Okay.
Faux.
On the second verse, he says the thing about, I just need some time for reflection. I thought that was brilliant.
was beautiful.
But
100%.
just if you take just that song, I feel like the entire concept is right there.
You like I said, I always go into Lupe albums with a wall.
So you thought there was something bigger, maybe?
And that's what I'm still trying to figure out if there is. I get the concept of, the whole materialism and people rappers dying and things of that nature. Lupe's albums I have to absorb it, and it hasn't absorbed. It's still like on the surface for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's me, it's more of a me thing than a Lupe thing.
Sure.
Like I'm going into it with, kind of preconceived notion of super deep, intricate stuff. And it's like, okay, yeah, the loose concept of it, I get it. But I guess it's just me not being able to penetrate if there is something deeper. But I like the album. You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike the album or anything like that. It's just, I can't give y'all more insight because it hasn't seeped into me just yet.
I mean, I was kind of the same way initially, Feefo, when it came out, when it released. I mean, I played this in like 6-7 times in a row. Just listening to it over and over again. And I'm like, man, what is going on here? What is he trying to say here? Is there a deeper meaning here, or is it just Lupe rapping over some dope beats, or a little bit of both? After a while, I just came to the conclusion that, not saying that there isn't, because there definitely is. Then this was like a week ago, whenever it dropped. So over time, I started to kind of put together some of the things I was saying. But shit, after that, I just gave up, and I was just like, you know what? Miss Mural is fucking dope. Drill music and Zion is probably my favorite track on here. That fucking beat is insane. And I just started absorbing and just appreciating, like, Lupe just fucking rapping his ass off and dropping gems and nuggets in here and there and stuff like that, as Lupe is known to do. And just appreciating Lupe as an artist and his technical ability at rapping. And over time, just hearing little lines that stick out to you, like, I'm like, man, fuck. And just sitting there reflecting on that, I'm like, damn, that's a heavy ass fucking line, bro. Like, to sit there and just think of something just like that, I'm like, man, that's what Lupe does, man. He'll drop this 1 or 2 things in here that you won't hear the first time. Did you hear the second time? I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, like the one you were talking about on Fo and them. When he just two bars. What it was like. That's
Rappers
the
die.
verse.
Yeah, rappers die too much.
The first couple of times, I never heard it. I didn't even hear it.
Oh, really?
Really?
It didn't process like what he was doing, and then he just was like, "I'm done." But over time, I'm like, "Oh shit, that's fucking crazy!" Like that's the message. You don't need anything else with it. This shit, man, is fucking crazy. Just on him, just rapping over dope beats. But the gems that are him in here is insane as well, man.
Even on that one song where he's singing, "I wish you were lying to me." About all this shit, like, yeah, man, it's like, damn, it's like, yeah, it's a nice melody and shit, but it all goes with what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I wish
That
this
song
wasn't
brilliant.
true.
Yeah,
It is. It really
to be
is.
so damn by God, you wish your friends were goddamn liars.
Yeah. And if I wasn't part of the problem, my pants would be on goddamn
Yeah,
fire.
goddamn fire. Jesus, man.
Then he said I'm part of the. Then he say I'm P, and then
Yep.
he robbed
The
him.
Roblin,
Rob 'em.
yes.
Sometimes I'm P, sometimes I'm
Sometimes
Roblin.
Roblin. Man,
like, bro.
Lupe, man, why you finish the album like
Jesus,
that?
yes, man.
Like, why
He
did
didn't
you?
say liar. He just said my pants would be on goddamn
Fire,
Like, it's
yeah.
just like, yo, like that. I love that type of shit.
Yeah.
Y'all already know I love that type of shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because it's like he making it, because he making it seem like he's not pointing the finger. He's like, yeah, I'm to blame too.
Yeah.
Like,
He likes that stuff.
Yeah, he said he
But
indulged
Yeah,
or whatever.
you know, it's,
Yeah.
it's also problematic too because people
Yeah.
died from it.
that's dope, man. That's a dope, man.
That's the only one that took me a minute.
yeah.
Because I didn't look at the song title. I think if I looked at the song title, I would have got it. But when he just kept saying in the middle of the mall, I was like, what?
Yeah, man.
I was like, I don't get
See, you
it.
probably don't even pay attention
Kiosk.
to that shit.
Chaos.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, man. I didn't look at that.
No, I was just saying it out loud.
Oh, I
wasn't-
thought you were
yeah,
telling me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like,
You were
well, I
saying it
know
for the
now.
people. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But I
got
can
it.
see you not even paying attention to that shit in the mall, though.
I noticed it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I like what
at
he
the
did
at
with
the
that.
time I didn't look at the song titles. So when he just he was singing about diamonds, and he's like, "We can all be, I don't know what it is, in the middle of the mall." I was like, "What?"
And if it gets stolen, you ain't got to worry about it because you ain't really paying that much.
Right.
For it,
Yeah.
shit.
And I was like, "What happens in the middle of the mall?" And the only thing that's why I was confused because the only thing I can remember is Stonecrest Mall, where it's like in the middle. There's that little place where the little kids hang out. There's like the little fake train. I was like, "What happens there?" I was like, I don't get it. But yeah, if I knew the song title was Kiosk, I would have been like, oh, he's talking about like a kiosk where you sell watches and jewelry. That's the only song that confused me for a hot minute.
To me, it looked like he was playing on like how these record execs kind of tempt these rappers, like upcoming rappers that try to like get paid or try to have all the jury. Like that's how I took that song as like he was using the kiosk as like, hey, this is the shiny blingy thing you get as a rapper. And
Oh, I didn't take it.
I don't know. That's how I took it. I took
I
it like
think
it
that
was
way
like
either.
he was trying to deceive or like tempt rappers, upcoming rappers.
But I
and,
think
like,
it is.
jury.
I think it is kind of intertwined in there as well because bling bling, rappers, jewelry, stuff like that is
Right,
also
right.
part of it. And I think that's when he was talking about his kind of conflict with the whole situation. Like, you know, I'm sitting here talking about, but shit, I got some too.
Yeah.
So who am I to say this? You know, I honestly really just sat down, Myke, as well, and just kind of listened to it and just kind of read the lyrics along with it. I didn't even know the name of the song was Kiosk either.
Did you get the concept at first?
No, all I got was diamonds are worth as much as we
Right.
pay for it.
So you
And
you dumb like me, just
Yeah,
not like Rod. Rod's the only smart one in the room.
So I figured that was intertwined in there somewhere, but nah, until I kind of sat down and just kind of read along with the song, you know, it was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Because I would get that one mixed up with Precious Things because diamonds, precious things.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they came right, you know, after each other.
Nah, I don't know. No, it's not that, you know, I just smart and like that. It's just that I'm familiar with kiosk. I mean, you know, hood malls and shit like that. It's more. It's like a lot of them in every section. Like it's like
Yeah.
one right after the other one.
They
Like,
selling
it's like,
something.
they selling
They
something.
selling
Is that where you
something.
get your bling?
I don't. I have. That's what I'm saying. In my younger years, I have, and I know other people that have too, buying charms and shit. You know, all of that. I never just been into that stuff, like earrings and shit. Like this.
Yeah,
these
yeah,
aren't,
yeah.
These aren't real. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you get those from those type of places.
I apologize, Lupe. I didn't have the iPad, man.
Oh damn.
I'm
I
sorry,
noticed
bro.
that. I noticed
Damn.
that. I was like, does he not like the Lupe album?
I know, right? I know,
He
right?
got no iPad and you wore fake diamond rings to the
Damn, there we go.
shoot.
Diamond
Damn.
ring.
Shit.
I mean diamond earrings. God damn,
Make
the ears
this
don't
right.
turn green.
Nah, man, it's cubic zirconia, man.
Hell
I'm saying they're
nah,
not
bruh.
diamonds.
I like that he used the singer Nayara.
Who is
Naira?
she? Cause I love her.
Yeah,
What's
I like
she
that he used her throughout the whole
Yeah,
album.
she's on basically all the
Yes.
songs with the
Oh.
girls.
Yeah.
The
in
only
it.
feature.
Yeah.
Things.
Like just this one person, and that's it. Like we're gonna, you know, connect this whole thing together with her voice.
Yeah, he used to do that with Nicki Jean a lot. Like she would be like sprinkled through the album.
Cause she was on Drago's Wave. She was sprinkled through the album a lot.
She was on Tesla on YouTube.
Tesla.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if she sang on that $100 mic too, because she definitely sounded pretty amazing.
I mean, I think everybody. I mean, Lupe sounded fine for being a quote unquote cheap Myke. To me, at least, didn't sound any better or worse than anybody else.
Nah.
Right.
Do you think that also ties into the materialism aspect on here as well? Because I didn't know that until now.
Yeah, that's how I took it. Is
Damn.
that
How did y'all say
he's
that?
basically
Yeah.
saying like you can still make beautiful things and you can still admire beautiful things without them having to be expensive. Whereas sure, $100 is probably expensive to somebody, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a fairly cheap microphone.
When it comes to making music,
When it comes to
production,
making music,
absolutely.
yeah, and the fact that I use GarageBand as opposed to going to $1 million studio, which Lupe could easily do, like I think that's all tied together.
So you think that ties
Yeah,
into
this
the
guy's
album
crazy,
cover
man.
too?
No, I think the album cover is just his paintings, but you could
Somebody
you
was
could be onto
testing
something.
you.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Well, no, I'm just saying because he could have went and got somebody else, but he was just being artistic.
No, he did his Tetsuo Youth cover too.
Yeah. And if you look at them, they kind of similar.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why he doesn't talk more about being a painter than he does, because I think his paintings are great, but he doesn't really showcase them like that. But he's done the last couple of album covers.
I think that ties into it too. If
I didn't even know he painted.
And
Yeah.
he talked about painting on this album too.
He did.
On Miss Mural, the whole idea of being a painter and then kind of analyzing how people consume your art. I definitely think he was talking about himself. I don't know why it was called Miss Mural necessarily.
It's a trilogy, the Mural trilogy. He wanted to close it out.
No, I know, but I'm saying I don't know why it was called Miss Mural.
Oh yeah, I
That's
see
what
what you're
I'm
saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That whole song I thought was beautiful. I mean, the beat itself is just fucking great.
Man.
But the way he's rapping, and then like at the end when when the fan or whatever or the consumer is looking at it, he's like, "Oh, just go stand on top of it," and then he sets the entire thing on fire. I just think it's just, man, this guy's brain is really on another level.
And
But
the way
yeah.
it went to Naomi was just that shit was beautiful, wasn't it? That one of my favorite beats on this album was
Ralph's
Naomi
favorite song.
shit. Yeah.
You stupid.
The whole Malcolm X scheme, like some people could do that and it would be real corny.
Right.
If another rapper, I feel like, just put something out where he's like, the only game I play is on a Malcolm X box, I'm like, man, come on. But in
But the way he
in the
says it,
scheme
yeah.
of all of those things that he was saying,
Shit was
it was so fucking
crazy.
dope. Then he ends it like, I go back to the force in a Malcolm X wing.
Yes.
I was in my car like motherfucker here,
like,
bro.
for-
I feel like he's talking to me.
That
That
run,
ball might be
Did you catch that, bro? Did you catch that? I caught it, Lupe. I caught it, dog.
no, I'm just saying that run, that Miss Mural all the way to the rest of that was a hell of a damn way to close out the second half of this album, man. With that, I feel like, and don't get me wrong, yeah, Lions Den, Fish, Autobottle, like that, all them joints was nice, but man,
Fish? Am I missing one?
yeah,
What's
that's
Fish.
track 2.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
Fish.
see that.
I don't have Fish.
Called Gotti.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's a play. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, because at the end he said when you can't bait with fish.
Yeah.
But I think you are supposed to pronounce it fish. I read what I know. What? Yeah.
Gotti?
How you pronounce that as
It's
Fish?
is it?
But what I'm saying is no average person is gonna
No,
look at that. That's what I'm
you're
saying.
right,
Like
'cause I didn't know.
That's how I put it. I know. That's how I put it
You didn't
together.
just look at that, but
No.
Fish.
But the reason
like
why
you stupid.
I looked it up because I was like, what did this mean? I was like, let me see what it means.
I figured it was a person.
No, when I was like, let me look and see what this means. And when I saw it, I was like, oh shit! I said, it's called
That's
Fish.
some Laurel Yanny shit.
No.
it's not.
B did try to play us a little bit.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you know Fish. He knew damn well we'd be confused. What's Fish?
I only knew because I looked it up too. But even when he said it, I was like, fish? What the? Is he talking about the second track?
Yeah, I'm looking
thought
at
he-
your shit. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
saw
I'm like,
it
let
right
me get out
there.
there. I'm like, let me see.
Nigga, wait. That's why I said this Laurel Yanny right now because you already know we seeing something.
Right. I'm seeing Gotti. I don't know what y'all seeing. This dude over here,
I was just
bruh.
like, man, let me look this up because that title was killing me.
I'm sorry, Lupe. That song
Fish?
called Gotti, bro.
Yeah, that's Gotti.
That's Gotti, homie.
I said Goldie.
I did too.
That's close enough.
I like he had some Assassin's Creed like themes in there.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was kind of
yeah,
dope
yeah.
because he's a video game. He like playing video games too, so I can
What
appreciate
was the
that.
Assassin's Creed stuff?
It's like one of the things you gotta if you play the game. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, cool.
It's like a little
I-
shout to the gamers.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna like be like, oh man, like you. It's like a sports reference. You don't watch sports, so if we say it, you be like, oh, okay.
Is it on Xbox?
It's on both Xbox and PlayStation.
God damn.
Yeah. Mhm. God damn.
Malcolm Xbox. Ain't that
But
some
yeah,
shit?
no, this shit was great, man. This album was fucking. Shit was lovely.
This dude
I'm
beat,
telling
man.
you, man. It was. I was like, why is this shit? I was like, I had to look it up.
Did you look at who Naomi was?
Well, who would you say?
No,
Or
I mean, Naomi.
on like you said, Fox and them? Did you look
Yeah.
that one up? I don't know that
Well, I
one.
know that's a Chicago slang on folks and them.
But it's phone them.
Phone them.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
on phone them. I mean, yeah.
You getting on us because we calling Gotti Fish and you calling phone them Fox
Phone
and them.
them.
No, what's funny is I thought it was like a Fox News reference when I first saw the title.
Oh,
Because I read it as faux, like faux pas, whatever.
Yeah.
I read it as faux, but then I was like, is Lupe making like a Fox in them, like Fox News in them? I've never heard faux them.
yeah.
Yeah, folks.
That's what it means, kind of like friends, people, whatever.
No, so you're either what is it in Chicago? You're either folks or something else, and I can't remember what that something else is. I'm not part of that gang life.
Sure. Oh, it's a gang term.
Yes. Yeah. You're either folks. Oh, what's the other one? I can't think of the other
Someone
one.
will probably say in the comment section.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know how us urbanites we slang things.
Sure.
Instead of being folks, people say folk.
Got
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So like just in the
That's
streets.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, man, you folking them, man.
That makes the whole song make so much
Yeah.
more sense now because
Oh
if
my
it's like a
God.
gang term and he's talking about
Yeah.
the
It's
whole
a gang term.
idea of kind of like basically dying for nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album is definitely incredible. But I did want to go back when Feefo was talking about it not hitting. Like the first thing I noticed was this sounded more like the first couple albums Lupe than it has sounded like the Drogas Wave Lupe or the Tetsuo and Youth Lupe. Like this sound was more aligned with something like the cooler Food and Liquor. So that's why I was a little bit surprised. But when you explained how it didn't hit you conceptually, I get it. But I was interested in the sound, like these jazzy sounds, the sultry jazz sounds that Lupe is using here. I thought that was really, really dope. But when you sit down with the lyrics and you look at these songs and you try to figure out conceptually what he's going for, it's just, I think it's incredible. I didn't really get like a drill music sound at all from any of these songs, which I thought was actually interesting.
Yep.
When he's talking about drill music in Zion in this holy place, like, but you have this drill music that is essentially killing people. I thought that was a really interesting concept, especially for someone like him to talk about. But yeah, when Autobado came on, I was just like, oh my God, like
The flows he was
that's
playing
that
with
one
on that.
there. When he says, what's the infrared dot to a whole.gov, look into the eyes of a
Yes.
thug. I forget the exact line, but something like your little play, gangster shit ain't nothing to ain't nothing to the plug, something like that. But when he's putting these lines down, it's just like, and the way he's doing it, because he has that bouncy flow right there. That reminds me kind of like that Go-Go Gadget flow that he was using before. But man, Jesus, man. And Precious Things was just beautiful. The beat on there is beautiful. I asked for peace signs, but they gave me Leon Sphinx. It's like, damn, man. Like you could have just said like the simple, like, you know what I'm saying? It would still been cool. But it's like the way he decides to code some of his lines. I asked for okays. I got up yours and go aways. It's like, man, this dude is dope. But the line where he said, it's like you could have done more to keep us out them handcuffs. It's like we only matter when our fans have their hands up. I'm really curious, too, if he wrote all this in 72 hours, too. Because I'm just like, dude, did you really?
Yeah, if he
Like,
did
did you
that,
basically
man.
fucking freestyle this
Right.
shit? Because that's insane.
You had to have some sort of structure or idea.
I think so,
going
too.
to it, you know what I mean?
But yeah, Miss Mural, man does not become superior when you tie him to a cape, but he's not become inferior when you tie him to an ape. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy. But yeah, I got no complaints. This is an incredible album.
I got the whole Zion drill music thing, but I just remembered, okay, on Foe and Them, I think he was talking about redlining, in that song as well. But Chicago was looked at as a safe haven to get to as with the migration from the South. So I'm thinking about, like, if you're from the South, you go to the North, Chicago being one of those cities where it's supposed to be
In the middle,
safer.
Okay.
But then you got all this drill music that it eventually turned into, so this place where you were leaving as black people to make yourself, make a better life for yourself, to be safe, ended up not being the case also as well. So
Wow.
just think, man, so yeah.
I just recently came across this saying where it was like a philosopher or somebody, I can't remember who. They say like about 80% of people are followers. Another 15% of people are like the doers. Then 5% of people are observers. Listening to you talk, this definitely made me feel like Lupe is that 5% observer. Because he's observing like this drill music, what it's doing to Zion. So even to what you're saying, right? Like Zion being a safe haven for black people going to, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the concepts, a lot of the things that Lupe's talking about is like us not being safe anymore. Bringing that 5% thing that I'm talking about is just him doing his job as a reporter, right? Like we always talk about hip hop, like people that talk about what's happening in the hood and stuff like that. Like they're reporting, they're observing, they're letting you know what's happening, right? And like that's exactly what Lupe is doing on his whole album, but in a very lightly coded Lupe way, letting you know what's happening. I didn't take Zion initially like as being Chicago.
I didn't either.
Okay.
And you could be right.
Yeah.
I took Zion to just be period.
Yes,
like
me
this
too.
beautiful land that we could have.
Okay.
But you could be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could be right. He could be talking specifically about Chicago. You know, he has a song called Seattle. Not sure why it's called Seattle. And I love that song, but I'm not sure why it's called Seattle. So I don't know. There's certain things like Feefo said that haven't hit me yet, but I think conceptually overall, I think this is the one that I've gotten the most out of his last more heady albums. I think this one makes the most sense immediately. But well, shit, watch, we could be completely wrong about every single concept.
Right.
No, we can't.
It seemed cut and
Be
dry.
Zion.
That's what I was thinking. I just thought like this beautiful thing that we've created, hip hop. I don't even think he's shitting on drill music because he says specifically he
Right.
loves drill music, but at the same time, drill music is also responsible for a lot of deaths.
I think it's Chicago.
So
You know, he got some Chicago slang terms in here. Chicago is known to be like the so-called birth of drill music.
right,
So,
but if you look at hip hop as Zion, then you have this one little corner that people are gonna look to and blame for all of these deaths.
okay.
So I don't know.
Okay,
I
no,
don't know.
that-
But again,
that's-
like what's Seattle? I mean,
Right,
you know.
right. Yeah.
All right, favorite tracks for me, give me Autobotto, give me Kiosk, Miss Mural, and I'm following them.
I think this is the first time I'm doing this, but give me Lions Den. Because like I feel like Lions Den really set this up. I know it wasn't Lupe rapping, but I really like how that set this album up. Give me Unfold Them, Drill Music in Zion, Kiosk, Goldie/Fish.
My favorite tracks are Miss Mural, Naomi, Drill Music, and Zion is my favorite song on here so far. I'm following them, and let me go with Precious Things. That one just sticks in my head.
And go on following them, Naomi, Drill Music and Zion, Miss Mural, and Fish.
You stupid. I'm definitely going Autobotto, Miss Mural, Precious Things, shit, Naomi, and On Phone Them.
Lupe, if you're watching, all I can say is, man, thank you for another contribution to hip hop. I feel that your contributions always move the culture forward, always make people think. And this is just another one that you just added to the collection, man. And again, I appreciate the hard work and dedication that you put into your craft and all of your other, artistic ventures. And I think it's really dope for you to do this on GarageBand, in a short amount of time, to just show people that time doesn't always equal quality. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's in you, as an artist. It doesn't matter how fast or how long it took you to make it, as long as it came out the way that the artist intended. So I think that's super dope. But again, I appreciate everything, Lupe.
Lupe, if you're watching, hey man, another great album in your discography, man. This is the Lupe that I fell in love with. Well, I won't even say the Lupe that I fell in love with, because I feel like you're even deeper now than you were before. This is the type of music that I like from you. This is the type of music that I can get the most out of. So yeah, man, I'm still digesting this album. I'm still breaking it down, and I will continue to. I'm sure this is going to be in my top somewhere this year. Because it just came out, I don't know if it's going to make my top just yet. But definitely before this year is over, man, like this is the type of album I love, and this is the type of the mood, the lyrics, the messaging, everything, all of that, man, is what I appreciate about you, Lupe. So thank you again for another dope album, bro.
Lupe, if you're watching, first of all, I meant no disrespect to have the iPhone instead of the iPad. First of all, I want to apologize up front. Now that that's out the way. Yeah, man, incredible album. As the saying goes, now you're in your bag, with your last projects, man. And I love that, man, since you came on the scene, man, you always provide thought-provoking music. And I'm a type of person, when I listen to music, that's what I look for. And you deliver, man, with stellar rhyming, stellar beat selections, stellar concepts, like top-notch. Definitely one of the best in the game right now, and will definitely go down as one of the best to ever do it, period. So yeah, man, great album, great ideas here, great concepts, the whole nine, man. It's a beautiful project. So appreciate you, and keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Yes, Lupe, if you're watching, man, another great project. I don't know, this run that you've been on recently has been amazing to see. So yeah, like Ken said, I love the stuff that the fact that your music, you know, can be so coded. Even though I feel like this was definitely one of the more kind of layered concepts that you released recently. But yeah, no one don't mention you that much as far as like one of the top lyricists. They should. But I feel like a lot of people don't give you your props, your flowers that you deserve as one of the top lyricists in this hip hop culture. So looking forward to what you're doing next with your albums.
Lupe, if you're watching, this is an incredible piece of work. I'm really enjoying it sonically. I'm also having I don't want to say a fun time, but it's always kind of like a brain stimulant to try to break down the angle that you're going at topics in. I think this is a really interesting angle to outline a type of music that's coming from your own city that could be detrimental, but also outlining that you are a part of it because you're a part of the city, you're a part of the community, you're a part of the culture, but you also enjoy that music. So it's like this weird dichotomy thing. So I get it, or I say I think I get it. I could be totally wrong, which is what's also really enjoyable about your albums. It's just like fine art, and I think the type of art that you do is so interesting in comparison to your music because it's abstract art, and you're putting these ideas out there for people to kind of look at and pull from what they need to. But this album, I get the same feeling. Like I'm pulling, I think, what I need to pull from this album and analyzing why these things happen, how they happen, not necessarily giving the answer of how to fix them, but just outlining how and why. And I think that's really important. But just on a musical standpoint, an artistic standpoint, I think this is an incredible album. It doesn't really matter how many days it took to do it or whatever. It's just interesting that you did it, and I'm glad that you did it. But yeah, good job, and I am really interested to see what you're gonna do next.